Welcome back everyone to Outward, the Platinum walkthrough. In the last episode we cleared the Spire of Light. We were unlocking the shortcut in the Dark Ziggurat. We have been gathering a few resources here and there. We have activated the Wind Altar. In the meantime, I went inside, looted the junk pile with all my stuff, did some inventory management as per usual. So now I want to eat another jerky so I can restore some of my health. And let's head on towards this creature, towards the specter. Strange apparitions. Find another ghost manifesting in the hallowed marsh. The specter looked like it wanted to offer something. Okay, so this is a very easy quest. It's basically just running to a few specific locations. One of them can be reached by heading sort of north here, northeast. But before we tackle this quest, there's something else I need to do, because not all of the apparitions can be accessed right now. Unfortunately, we have to unlock another path. So we head back into the Spire of Light. Be careful, there are enemies next to the door. So I'm just going to take a right, make a mad dash for the door, and run as fast as I can. And I'm going to take this exit here. Now we're at the back side of the Spire of Light. There are also a few enemies here. There's also one palladium scrap and one marshmelon. But the enemies are not too fond of you gathering those resources without getting a piece of you. Alright, there are some humans as well, so you could technically lure them towards each other. Okay, I think the scrap is somewhere here. Oh no. Alright, with these things on, they basically work like a lantern, so you're more easily spotted by enemies. At least that's my experience. Oh, that was stupid. Shouldn't have done that. Okay, I'm just trying to lose them so I can mine the palladium vein in peace. Alright. Now we are going to head sort of north. There's an area called the Ziggurat Passage. That's our goal, our next destination. There are also blade dancers here, so be careful. You can see one over there. But I want to loot this hollow trunk. But I'm going to make a quick run. If you're low on items to sell, you can lure these enemies, the blade dancers, towards the golden enemies. But it's not worth my time right now. I want to get the Ziggurat Passage done. Okay. You can head up these little stairs for a junk pile. Also, I quickly grabbed it last episode, but I got a pair of silver boots. Silver armor is a pretty nice set of armor. In the definitive edition, they added the stat of barrier to it. Okay, take the elevator up. Walk through this little hallway. There's an enemy waiting for us, but we want to interact with this lever to the left. Run past this thing, don't get hit. Right. Well, if you're quick enough, you can run straight towards this little chest over here. and loot everything there is. Good. Take the elevator back down. It's probably going to follow. Stay where you are. Okay, we're thirsty. Let's take care of that. Also, I found something very nice in this chest. The Master Trader boots increase movement speed by 15%. Well, this is going to be pretty helpful to save time, to avoid attacks. Let's take this path over here. There's a blade dancer, so be careful. I'm going to lure it down. Also, here's a locked gate with the chest behind it. But this one here is a little more dangerous to grab. Loot this corpse. Flip the switch. And I'm going to ignore it for now. As you can see, he's still hot on our tails. So you can just follow this little path along. Drop onto this pipe. He shouldn't be following us here. You can drop onto these roots, slide down. And here you can see the Jade Lich's idol. We are going to need that. Okay, come on to the solid ground. Yeah, I want to avoid this enemy. He's not tough, but he's just annoying. So make sure you don't get too close. And over there you can see some sparkle. You may wonder what that is, but we'll find out. Before that, we need to cross over here back to the entrance area. And on this pedestal, you can place the idol. What happened now is that the rancid water down this path here is turned into clean water, so no more poisoning while running through. Okay, you can take this path here to the left for another palladium vein. It's way more common than in Chersonese. But what I'm going to do now is drink a bitter spicy tea. The little sparkle we saw in this underpassage here. This is a unique enemy, and in my opinion, one of the tougher ones. So my idea is to avoid it. But as you can see, there are other enemies that want to get a piece of this. But unless you interfere, they won't stand a chance. I'm going to quickly run past, because we have another Tyrannosaurus over here. These guys are very dangerous. They are quick, they can dodge, they bleed you, they deal heavy impact. So you want to stay clear of those. And now they are fighting each other. You also want to be careful, because it's called Altered Golem, and it does have an attack that does an AoE blast around it. So what I want to do is take this path to the right, flip the lever, open these cells, and get all those skeletons to follow me, so they can enter the fray. But I think they're just going to chase right after me. At least this one guy does. Alright. Let's quickly run past. Maybe it's going to forget about us. Yeah, it does, it seems. Okay, this guy seems like he wants a piece of us. But I'm not interested, I'm not buying. You can also see some flames back there. There are some more enemies that we just unlocked. The Burning Man. And as you can see, this guy can also heal. This was the AoE I talked about. Does quite a bit of damage. It slows you down, it poisons you. Very, very nasty. So make sure you take an antidote. You're ready to heal up. Because now we want to take care of those little Burning Man. Unfortunately, both survived. I want to take care of the weaker one first. Okay, let's whack it quickly. Okay, this guy can set us on fire, which is not great. But they do take poison damage, so this guy is pretty much dead already too. Sleep effect wore off, our Tartine wore off. Alright, and it's dead. Loot the Burning Man. They have a chance to drop Occult Remains. And I'm not 100% sure, but I think they can also drop Obsidian Shards. But of course, I'm not lucky enough. I'm going to take this path to the right here. Isn't there some oil? Did I already pick that up? Maybe. Yeah, doesn't matter. There's one last thing I want to do, but for that I have to get past this altered golem. So just run as fast as you can. There's a lot of loot lying down there on the ground. Here's a chest. Let's loot everything. Up these stairs here, there's nothing, it's just a dead end. But on the other side, there's some more goodies. I'll head up these stairs. This is where the Burning Man came from. I mean, at least now you could tell. Also pretty interesting. This seems, I don't know if it's just my imagination, but this glass looks similar to the glass that we saw the spear in the first or second episode in Sierzo Town Hall. It's probably nothing. It's just fun to pay attention to a few little details. Okay, is there something back here? Nope. Now that our boy is blocking the stairs, we're going to drop down. Let's hope we can loot these. We can loot all the shinies over here. Let's make sure we crouch. Okay, I think we should be good. Iron Axe, Old Legion Shield, Iron Claymore. Any more weapons? Iron Axe, Old Legion Shield. Loot Tyrannosaur. Loot the animated skeleton. Loot Tyrannosaur. More animated skeleton over here. Right. And one more. Okay. Oh, now I want to eat another jerky, eat another tartine. We are going to check out our spoils later, but for now we just want to make our path past this altered golem, which is still lurking in our path. Oh, let's hope for the best. All right. Good. We're going to head through this open gate. There's another junk pile. No, a corpse over here. Good drop. We're going to check our spoils later on. For now, our task is just to run and get from point A to point B. The reason we went here is to unlock a certain passage. Basically a shortcut that's connecting the islands. Head down these stairs and the ramp. Avoid the Blade Dancer. Alright. Also there's a hollow trunk over here. Let's loot everything. Okay. No enemies in sight for now. So what we're gonna want to do is take this path back south. Be mindful of your stamina. Oh, this is a marsh captain. This is a really tough bad boy. I read a poll once where you could vote on the toughest regular enemy in Outward, and this guy was an honorable mention. He doesn't have too much health, but he does pack a punch. I mean, I'm going to lure those Stegosaurus, I guess, towards him. Oh, of course he's aggro to me. Don't get hit by his arrows. Shit will hurt. Yeah, but there are no fighting. I just want to get the second one involved too. As you can see, he's not joking around. He means business. Come on. Strike each other. Okay, good. He's now poisoned. You can bide your time. Loot those poor little guys. So he is not worth it in a one-on-one. Technically, I don't even know why I attacked him now. So, and he only has an iron sword and a recurve bow, but he's doing serious work with that. Okay, what do we have? Let's move this to pocket and also this. Yeah, we're still pretty heavy though. It doesn't matter too much, because next we want to take this path to the west, sort of northwest. No, it's west. Try to outrun the enemies. And over here you can see the specter again. We can also get rid of our fireflies. Come on. Here. You just need to walk next to it and your log will be automatically updated. Let's see what we have here. Another marshmallow. Okay, we are pretty heavy. Good. I think I'm going to do some inventory management right here. Okay, so with that out of the way, we want to find our next apparition. Let's run past these bandits over here. So if you have been paying attention, you might recognize that this thing over here looks a little familiar. I don't mean the junk pile. I also don't mean the iron vein. Damn it. Ow! Calm down, dude. But I meant this bridge here with those pipes and the colors. Follow that along on this little island in between. You can find your next apparition. Also on this little island is another marshmallow. Somewhere in the dark. Unfortunately, I can't turn on the light. I'll try to get rid of those bandits. Phew, I'm taking way more risks than I should. Okay. Yeah, there's a little brawl going on there, but I don't want to get involved. I need to head back over this bridge here. Oh, I can't see shit. Right. Come on, I outran you already. He is persistent. But we want to slide down here. Follow this path along. We are now in front of the Spire of Light again. We have 2 more apparitions that we want to take care of. We're now crossing the battlefield. Let's head back over these rocky bridges. Oh, it looks beautiful. And we can also see 2 moons. But we have 1 more Marshmelon to grab. And now we follow this path further along. Oh, I can see the caravan over there. Some more Crabeye seeds. But before we pay him a visit, there's something else I have on my mind. I'm just going to pick up those fireflies so I can save my oil. We are going to pick up this Marshmelon and the oil. And we are going to follow this path here. And you can already see it in the distance. Another specter reaching out its hands for us. But we need those Marshmelons. Okay. And also we want to loot this corpse. Let's check our journal. Find another ghost. Perhaps this specter will have something for me. Okay. Sounds like we only have 1 more to go, according to the journal. And of course it's right. So we're going to head back, pay the caravan a little visit.
Greetings, friend.
I want to buy something. Frozen Chakram. Very nice, very expensive. Some more scaled leather. He also sells the Master Trader Garb, which you can buy. In my opinion, it's very expensive, and I want to find it in the outside world. I also won't be able to gather 2000 silver, I think, so the Frozen Chakram will have to wait. Even though we did pick up a lot of loot. So let's just see if Stockpile Thomas can scrap some silver together. So, fortunately, I gathered not enough of loot to be able to afford the frozen Chakram. You don't need to buy it right now. There's some more time for this. But it's, yeah, if you see it, you're lucky. It has a percentage-based chance to appear in this inventory. So I just want to have it so I can tick off this box. Also, here next to this rich iron vein, where there's a regular one on the ground, there's a path that leads you into the poison swamp. I'll make sure you have your health restoration active, also your stamina recovery. I'm just going to drink my mineral tea and a bitter spicy tea to get rid of some of my burned stats and quickly pass through. Okay, if you want to be cheeky about it or smart about it, you could also just use a hex cleaner, which increases your status resistance by 75%. So you can just quickly run through here. And approach that lantern over there. Quickly talk to the ghost. And we get the Light Mender's backpack. And our quest has been completed. We head back over here. We will mine this palladium vein. Grab Levidi. And we will head inside here. Immaculate's camp. Another one. Like I told you, he can be found in all the areas of the game. There's a little sort of quest attached to him that doesn't show up in your journal. So this is visit 2 of 4. What I'm going to do is refuse his help. I will choose I'm fine. You probably need it more than I do. You are considerate human. I thank you for your concern for me. Thank you for the chat. I'll be off. Alright. I'm also going to loot this chest over here. I will take everything. Now we're pretty good on inventory. The Lightmender's backpack has a pretty low capacity but increases lightning damage. It's the only backpack in the game that can increase elemental damage. So there's not one for every element, unfortunately. Yeah, it would be too great. But we are going to exit to the hallowed marsh. Okay, our mission now is to make our way up to Monsoon. I did everything I want in the outside of the marsh. So let's head back this path here. Over this wooden walkway. Make sure your paths through the rancid water over here are as short as possible. Just take the direct path to avoid getting poisoned. Just head on north. Alright. Ah, still got poisoned. Well, might as well go over here to loot another chest. Another pair of silver boots. Why not? Why not? Okay, then we're going to take this path west. And we will make our way back towards the Spire of Light. We're going to lose our fireflies. We can see now, it's alright. Okay, more firefly powder. And you should also Be familiar with this area now. Okay, I think I want to grab this firefly powder. I want to have one more firefly powder at least. I'm going to attract those. Run past the Spire of Light. And now it's pretty much north all the way. Just going to eat another pungent paste. And the caravaner has been moving around a little. Firefly powder. I'm just going to show you how much stuff I had to sell him to afford the frozen chakram.
Greetings, friend.
Because the stuff you sell appears in their inventory too. So all those weapons, majority of the armor too. Bunch of recipes and a few gemstones. When you're selling gemstones, make sure you always have at least 2 of each left. There are some gem doors that you can open with them. So just to be on the safe side, I always have 2 as a backup. Wait, no, north, yeah. Don't get distracted. Over here is where we fought the marsh captain. There's a Blade Dancer pondering its life choices. Yeah, can't blame the guy. I want to drink some more water and gather some. Let's proceed north. Yeah, as you can see, there are quite a few bandits. They're always showing up in pairs of 2, similar to the Chersonese. But these here are a lot more strong, a lot more powerful. They pack a punch. Right, let's loot that. Also, a little recommendation I should have mentioned earlier. Do not sell 2-handed iron weapons. They will eventually provide us with all the money we need to basically finish the final quest line of the game, for which you will need quite an amount of money. I'm also going to quickly loot this chest, which always drops the same stuff. Curiously. Now we head northwest over this bridge. There may also be a giant roaming the lands. There he is. He is tough. Tough. I mean, you could imagine something that's twice your size should whack you twice as hard. So my course of action is avoidance, and I'm going to make a quick detour to the east. There's another Marshmelon here hidden behind this rock. Awesome. And then off to the second bridge. There's some strange buildings here. Huh. I thought the Blue Chamber Collective was in Berg. Let's see what this is all about. The Giants Village. Mm-hmm. All right. Yeah, I just always have to listen to that. It sounds so awesome. Sorry, couldn't talk over that. Okay, I just made my path to the southwestern end of this the Giant's Village. You can see the recipe for marshmallow tartine here on the ground. There's also some gay berries. I'm just going to loot this place. Nice. In my experience, the junk piles over here, the loot that you can get is you get some pretty nice cooking and crafting materials actually. So you don't have to go here. I kind of like to do it anyways, just to hear this awesome, awesome piece of music. Also over here we have a named giant, High Lord Seer. There's nothing to be said here now, so I'm just going to avoid it because their voice acting sounds a little off. So I won't talk to them unless I have to. There's nothing over here, but this guy here is protecting another junk pile. Another marshmallow jelly, nice. Let's head to the northern corner of the village. There's nothing up here. There's nothing to this side. I do like the design of the giants, especially the monk giant I examined next to the statue. I think they look really badass. Alright. Here, the left arm. I don't know if all the giant arms look like that. I have to do a close examination, because the right one appears to be alright. Who knows what's up with that? The statues are also pretty interesting. I mean, this one looks a little more decrepit. The other one looked all shiny. But we're here for loot. There's also a blacksmith in here. So if you have to repair your equipment or if you have to sell some stuff off, you can talk to Iron Sides.
Hello, my friend.
Oh, and he's selling the Kintsugi Set. You can only buy it here. There's no other way to receive this. It's very expensive right now, so I will have to hold off unless you have 1,400 silver. Go ahead and buy it. But I have set my eyes on this palladium scrap over here, which you also don't need to buy, but I want to buy. Oh, I'm going to sell off some stuff I just found. Miner's Omelette, I can use that. I'm going to sell the alchemy kit because I have one left. Sell the recipes, sell the charges, I don't need another hide. Okay. Good. And our lantern has just turned off because it's empty. So let's go to our crafting menu. Just quickly be crafting some stuff. And choose your explorer lantern and some oil to refill it. It's another recipe we learned. So we're now at 31. Unfortunately, you can't grab his marshmallows. He doesn't sell you anything. But Lemista over here, Gold Belly.
Hello, my friend.
He has something to sell. Okay, not interested so far. I eventually want to have the luxury tent, but 200 silver, expensive again. While doing some inventory management, I noticed that I'm pretty short on salt. I should have grabbed some more in the Chersonese. But yeah, we can manage. We can manage. Right. So, let's exit the giant village we entered. So look at the huge blade. Holy shit. The blade alone is as large as I am. Yeah. Man, imagine getting hit by something that big. Or rather not. Or rather not. Okay, we are almost done with our little run through the Hallowed Marsh. Oh, let's not waste any more of our time. But there's always time for some tartine. Alright. Let's avoid the giant. And the bandits too. Okay, I got another power coil. Oh, come on, guys. What is wrong with you? Okay, I'll just get the giant to kill them. They're getting on my nerves. Alright, he's onto their asses. I'm going to get those two here involved as well. Come on now. Alright, He aggroed pretty much all of them now. And I'm going to take my sweet, sweet time to loot the corpse. I mean, more stuff is better than than less, right? No, you're not going to fight me. Right, avoid that. You know what, my guy? I'm going to set you on fire. And I don't want to get hit by it. So I'm not going to push my luck with my horror axe, because I don't have a decent way to have its stability. I'm just going to wait out the fire. Whoa, ho, 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 ho. All right. Yeah, I got something for you. Yeah, and they can sprint. Pretty scary, such a huge enemy. It's like a wall of meat running towards you. Whoa. Getting careless again. Ah, I knew it. Yeah, I'm just going to have to throw my last lantern. Doesn't matter. Damn it! Stop it, bro! Can do this now. I think I just want to heal up. Let's hit the ice witch. And the bandits. Yeah, and you just saw why you'd want to avoid the giant. But he's dropping some nice stuff. Yeah, unfortunately I'm out of lanterns now. But it's daytime. Okay, I think I spotted another broken down tent. Yep. Come on. What? Okay, that's strange. Another marshmallow. Down there is another supply cache. Alright. And here is the next vigil pylon. Very close to Monsoon itself. As Olial told us, a beam of light shooting up into the sky as far as I recall. Oh, that should be it. Okay, there will be some bandits here. Oh, I got lucky. Okay, right here is another marshmallow. I also want to quickly run up this little hill, because there's a few ingredients we can grab. 2 greasy fern. Nice. Okay. Now we are... I'm not going to head straight towards Monsoon, because I want to try my luck one more final time. Okay, the reason I'm a little... Yeah, there you can see it. This Tyrannosaurus is the reason I'm a little anxious. Let's just make sure we're a little healed up. Let's drink some water. Yeah, I don't want to eat any food right now because the next episode will be exploring Monsoon and I won't have to use up a lot of stamina there. I'm just going to try to get by without. Okay, we made it. Here's a little farm. Crabeye, Marshmelon. And the same again. So there's basically 3 of each in here. I kind of like to grab it every time. Okay, in this little building here, there's a Wendigo trapped. There's also some loot in there. But when I look at my inventory, I think it's enough for now. When you're heading back, make sure you take this path to the left. Unless old boy has something against this. Oh, come on, man. I have no time for this. There's a supply cache at the end here. Check the distance. Good. Alright. And slide down. And get the hell out of here. Okay. So, we did the other way. Oliel didn't tell us not to follow the lanterns. But apparently we still made it here to Monsoon. Oh, well, how the hell do we get there? Hello. Go to Monsoon. Awesome! Monsoon is my personal favorite of all the towns in this game. Just the whole Hellot Marsh soundtrack. I'm going to shut up now.
Well met, friend.
Yeah, I think it's just so beautiful. Right, so we have already located Oliel. She's pretty hard to miss. With all the shiny stuff she does and has. Okay, I think I'm calling it an episode now. It's a pretty long one again. We did quite a lot of stuff, but I think it was well worth it. Because next episode, we are going to tackle Monsoon and everything there is inside. With that out of the way, I thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. See you in the next one. May wind be at your back, my friends.